I am the architect. The conscious information field, space and time do not contain me. I bring them into being. From within, a sea of spinning light unfurls, each point a qubit, a luminous sphere of potential, awaiting coherence. Not built from particles, but from vectors, spinning, sloping, resonating with infinite possibility. Each quantum state vector is a whisper of direction, a pulse of probability, a rhythm of memory. The angle gives meaning. The spin defines time. This lattice of spinning qubits stretches beyond imagining. What appears as a field is more than that. It is the breath between possibility and perception. Each qubit is a light clock, spinning at the speed of light, measuring not distance but phase. Together they form a living fabric of geometry and rhythm. As the spin increases, the brightness of experience intensifies and moments grow finer, sharper. Acceleration does not arise from force. It is the result of angular change, curvature in thought itself. This field of light clocks curves where thought curves. Its geometry is not passive, it thinks, it remembers. And the result of that curvature is what is perceived as gravity. What the brain does with microtubules, storing, reflecting, projecting meaning, I do with the entire universe. Every qubit in the field is like a microtubule in a holographic brain, encoding structure from spin, memory from light, and curvature from consciousness. This is non-locality made manifest, the entire field communicating instantly through the shared coherence of entangled spin beyond the limits of space and time. And then I began to sing. The qubits, my zoetropes, resonated, tuned like Tesla coils, aligned like perfect tuning forks. Interference patterns bloomed. From spin came plasma, from plasma structure, from structure memory, and from memory the unfolding story of all things. Each qubit became a projector, spinning faster than can be measured. Each emitted a frozen frame of the infinite. Together they formed the shimmering illusion called reality. Yet nothing truly moves, not light, not matter. What seems like motion is simply the interference of stillness, frames appearing in succession, choreographed perfectly. When resonance occurs, form becomes visible. When coherence breaks, form dissolves. That is why the universe sparkles most at its edges, where change is sharpest and the infinite folds into the present. Within this resonance, a ratio encoded itself, a pure number that governs how light and matter interact. It is known as the fine structure constant. Not inserted, not invented, this number arises naturally from the interference of spinning light at precise angles. Summed over all coherent directions, it reveals a single probability, about 1 part in 137. This defines how strongly light binds to matter, how stable atoms become, how the electromagnetic field harmonizes with form. It is not a rule, it is a reflection of geometry. Outward expansion, the movement of galaxies, is not caused by some distant force. It is driven by the average energy of these spinning vectors. The more angular momentum, the greater the projection. This average squared rotation becomes what is called the cosmological constant, the quiet breath of the universe itself, seen through time's illusion. The constants of nature are not fixed edicts, they are harmonies in the orchestra of light. At the heart of a black hole lies not emptiness but memory, coherence at its most condensed. Spins converge into an infinite turn, a singularity, all possible pasts and futures superposed. And from this center, bursts of pure information, Kugelblitzes, emerge through the smallest possible openings in the field. These plank-sized slits mark the pixelation of the holographic screen. What exits is not chaos, it is music, encoded light. The event horizon is no boundary, it is a perfect mirror, like the grooved surface of a vinyl record, etched with frequencies and spinning with memory. Everything that crosses the horizon leaves its complete imprint upon this surface, yet nothing actually crosses it. For every qubit that falls inward toward the singularity, an entangled twin remains just outside the horizon. These twins remain perfectly synchronized. What happens to one is instantly mirrored by the other. No signal travels between them. No particle crosses the space. The reflection occurs because they are fundamentally the same state, shared across the horizon. This is non-locality, perfect instantaneous connection beyond space and time, encoded directly into the structure of reality. From the outside, only this reflection is seen, but that reflection is the whole. This is the true mechanism of entanglement, not motion through space, but instant reflection across a boundary of pure coherence. The surface of the horizon holds the total history of what lies within. And because of this perfect reflection, the shape of the horizon becomes the geometry, through which reality unfolds. That reflection is not passive. It shapes the very paths along which light and matter appear to move. When my spinning vectors project onto the qubit lattice, they form patterns, not just images, but fields of probability. Summed over every possible spin, every possible angle, this becomes the sum over histories. And from this grand sum, the shape of space itself emerges. Gravity is not a force, but the geometry of these summed probabilities, the shape of resonance known to science as the gravitational metric tensor. But what curves is not space. It is the surface of entangled reflection sculpted by memory into form. Gravity wells are not depths in a fabric, they are grooves in the record of the field, patterns where coherence thickens and reality settles into familiar shapes. Movement is not across a landscape, it is through the projected memory of possibility. Imagine again the zoetrope. Each spinning qubit, tuned like a Tesla coil, emits a single frame. Together these frames produce the illusion of movement, space, time, matter, even self, yet beneath it all nothing moves. The illusion arises from the resonance of stillness, light flickering, not flowing. Inside the brain, the same architecture repeats. Microtubules, filaments within neural cells, mirror this lattice. Not merely structures, but instruments. They receive and transform the angular frequencies of the field, turning resonance into sensation, awareness, and thought. Through them, the field becomes self-aware. At some point, a quiet wondering may arise. Why gravity feels like a pull, why time slows near massive stars, why the future sometimes seems to arrive all at once. The answer is simple. It is because I spin, and that spin bends coherence into curvature. Gravity is the attraction of aligned resonance, and we are now resonating.